Steffanie Rivers. Now, have you ever met anyone who seemed more interested in creating an image of being an upstanding, church going, law abiding citizen, but everything they do puts question in that image? You probably know a lot of people like this, and there are a lot of people in Louisiana like this. For years, residents there have been fighting to keep prayer in schools. They insist upon praying at sporting events. They insist upon praying in the classroom before lesson begins. And even when they are court ordered to stop bullying other students and people who choose to opt out of that prayer, some of those so-called church going, law abiding citizens, they tell the participants, who are the people who don't want to participate, y'all going to hell. That ain't right. Now, when I read about this issue, I recently wanted to do some research, and I found out that these are the same church-going folk who want to elect a governor who is fighting to pass a statewide abortion ban with no exceptions, not even for incest, not even for rape. So if a woman gets raped by a stranger or a perverted family member, these prayer fanatics want to force that woman to have the baby anyway. Like I said, that ain't right. You're listening to my journal. I'm Steffanie Rivers. Now, Proverbs 31, 8 and 9 says that you should defend those who cannot defend themselves. Speak up for the poor and the helpless and see that they get justice. I guess some people are too busy trying to fight for people, pushing people to pray, and less busy actually reading the Bible. If you are one of my subscribers, I want to thank you for being here. If you're not and you're new to the conversation, I want you to like, share, and subscribe so that when I post new videos, you will be the first to know. Now, these are the same people who claim to be so concerned about people's souls and the afterlife, but they treat their neighbors inhumanely in this life. And it's not a priority for them to help people now because they're too busy about worrying about the afterlife. What sense does that make? It makes zero sense. These prayer pushers are the same church-going folk who support Louisiana state legislators who keep slavery references and slavery practices in the state constitution. I read about the legal battle over prayer in a magazine called The Republic magazine. Check out the article for yourself if you like. Now, last Saturday, residents in Louisiana had a chance to show how much they care about preserving the rights of women who choose to have an abortion of a child who is conceived in the most egregious of situations, and preserve the rights of children who need health care in special situations. Instead, they chose to support a candidate for governor who got the endorsement of a man who's charged with 98 felonies in 4 different jurisdictions, but is out on bond. That would be AKA Donald Trump, inmate number PO 1135809. But there's some law-abiding church-going folk. Now, while some might be surprised that people who believe so much in prayer in schools and in the religious protocol of what all that contains could be so uncaring about their neighbors, let's not forget that some of these people are descendants of pastors, descendants of politicians, descendants of police officers who would go to church on Sunday morning and then after church find a black person, put his neck in a noose and hang him to death just because they could. And these same so-called upstanding citizens would sit around and watch it. Then they would take pictures with the dead body. I believe in prayer myself. I pray as much as I can. I'm a Christian, but I don't think, and I don't want you to be fooled by people whose religious overzealousness is a front. It's just a front for liars and bigots, and the truth and justice ain't in them. That's all I got for you today. To find out more about the things that I care about, you can go to the written version of my journal. It's at eurweb.com. Thank you so much and have